is our first summer episode, and I just want to say that we're so proud of you guys to finish in the spring 2025 semester very strong. And whether you're taking summer classes at SJCC or working, we really hope that you can get some rest and get ready to our fall 2025 semester.
It's soon approaching already.
Yeah, it is. And so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what is going on in this first summer episode. So first, we're going to have our special guest, Dr. Rowena Tomaneng. We're very excited about that. And so after that, we're gonna talk to Xiomara Martinez about Sí Se Puede and all the different summer programs that we're gonna have at SJCC.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. As well as Fatima from Mandas, and she's going to tell us more about the Summer Bridge program, and all the other programs that are happening at SJCC this summer. So make sure that you're participating in all the summer activities that we're gonna have.
Like and subscribe as well.
Absolutely.
Don't forget.
You're following us. Today we are very honored that we have Dr. Rowena Tomaneng, who is joining us. She's the president of San Jose City College, as well as she is preparing to transition into a new leadership role as a deputy of Chancellor of California Community Colleges. We are very excited to have you.
Welcome. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Dr. Tomaneng, we want to first, start this podcast with getting to know more of who you are, right? So take us first with your background as before becoming the San Jose City College president. What were you doing? What were you working on?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm always working on many, many different things. So before joining SJCC in 2020, I was actually the president of Berkeley City College in another district, the Peralta Colleges district. So I was working on similar types of projects, when I came to SJCC, such as starting and deepening learning communities. I was working on building projects, and then really just doing all of this student success work, which is my core. That's what I've been doing for 30 years.
And what is your motivation, before doing all this? How everything started, and what did you learn in college, if you can share with us?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So whenever I talk about my motivation and my why, it's because I was a community college student myself. So I attended Cypress College in Southern California, and there I had a great experience with a few of my professors who really saw me, and they believed in me, and they helped me gain confidence. And they introduced me to transferring to the UC and then maybe pursuing teaching as a profession. I taught English, multicultural literature, and then I also taught women's studies and Asian American studies, ethnic studies when I became a faculty member. So really my why is because I consider myself a community college success story because of the support that I received. And so it's my way to pay it forward and give back, to the system that helped me get on my way.
So now we want to go ahead and learn a little fun fact about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So fun fact, because I grew up in Southern California and I just talked about loving the coast, right, and being at the beach all the time. So a fun fact is that I got into longboarding, in high school and college. And so I do surfing, so when I get an opportunity, when the water is warmer, then I'm more inclined to go to the beach and take my longboard out and go surfing.
Is it time for our game?
All right, I'm excited. I like games.
Let me tell you the rules. So this is going to be a game, 2 truth and 1 lie. And Professor Alatorre is going to share it with us. And we have these amazing boards, and we're going to write like a number, which one we think is a lie. So let's see who's going to win.
Okay, so here are my items. First one, I've been an audience member on America's Funniest Home Videos. Second, I was commencement speaker at one of my graduations. And third, I was one of the winners on the show Let's Make a Deal, which is my lie. 1, 2, or 3?
This is hard this time.
You don't know this one? You don't have the advantage here?
I have no idea on this.
I really
Okay.
thought about it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Number 1, number 3. Well, the lie. I have never been on winner on the show Let's Make a Deal. I've been an audience member though, but I was not a winner.
All righty. So,
Thank you.
okay.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That was just my intuition. Honestly, I didn't know that.
You
I had
know
no
me
idea.
too well. You know me too well. All right, Ghana. All right. Thank you for playing with
All
us.
right. Well, thank you for the game.
All right.
Yeah, so going back to, everything that you've done for SJCC and overall the exciting things that we're going to see in the future years, you know. I was just wondering, what are 3 words in which you would describe your time at SJCC?
So I think for me, it's going to be difficult to pick 3 words right now, but I can pick 2 for sure. Okay. So the first one is going to be historic, and then the second one is going to be unprecedented. So the reason why I picked historic is because and unprecedented is because when I arrived at SJCC in January of 2020, I was
right before COVID.
Yeah, right before COVID. So you get where I'm going. But it was so exciting to me that I was starting my presidency right before SJCC's 100th year birthday. So I dropped into all of this great work planning for the centennial, and there were all of these big dreams that the college had, for the year of the centennial, which was September 2021. Then, of course, we had the COVID pandemic. So I was on campus in person for barely even 3 months. And when I was chairing an accreditation visit, that is when I was contacted by the chancellor at the time, Dr. Byron Breland, and he said, we are going into emergency operations because of the COVID pandemic. So I felt like in some way that even if I started in person, I didn't actually really start to really meet everybody and build community, and really understand the campus and the culture until summer 2021, because we were brought back in person right away, the faculty and classified professionals. But I didn't really get to see a lot of students, for like a full year and a half, maybe even 2 years, when students started coming back, and then likewise faculty. And when you talk to folks, not just in higher education, because of what happened with the COVID pandemic, it is so unprecedented because you do not hear of higher ed institutions transitioning to online instruction and student services like within 2 weeks. And that's essentially what we had to do, as well as our sister college, and other colleges and universities. So it was very challenging, but the silver lining is that, we were able to still be very creative, and we were still able to celebrate our centennial, with a wonderful tent in the multidisciplinary quad area. And we still had different activities, and we still raised some money, for some of our programs and scholarships.
That's great. And I believe we also have a video of that event on our San Jose City College YouTube. So check it out.
Yes, check it out. We're celebrating with Jaggy in person.
Yes. And so our next question is, a lot of students at San Jose City College face real-life challenges like work, family, and finances. How did your leadership try to support students navigating those pressures?
Great question, because I think some of the pressures that you just described are ongoing, especially because we have students coming to us all the time, and we have students even coming to us, leaving and then returning, right, and trying to upskill and take classes to improve their lives. But what I'm very proud of is we really focused on affordability and basic needs. As a district, we actually focused on affordability and basic needs, and we were very active with the other colleges in the state to participate in asking our students what's going on,
That's
through
great.
the Real College Survey.
Yeah.
And then California and our system also understood and was hearing the issues, and these are the number one barriers that many of our students experience. So there was an investment in basic needs work. So the state allocated money. We were already doing the work, but then the state allocated money so that we could set up a basic needs center. And then, of course, SJCC just has so many amazing team members who just love our students and care about our students, and we don't do anything half-hearted. So our, pantry, is the Jaguar Market to make it really
Located in the student center.
Woo, woo, yeah, student center to make it look like a market. We've got shopping carts. We even have the career closet, to help and support students for outfits, bags so they could, shoes so they could really look professional, even jewelry. So we
Jewelry as well.
Yes, there is
didn't
even
know
professional
Wow.
jewelry.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, not real, but really professional jewelry that students can check out.
Yeah.
And we also did work, with our foundation and with our community partners. So we were raising scholarship type money, so that we can help students when in times of emergency.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know something as well that we've offered at our campus is on Fridays we have the
Yes.
you drive up, right, and then we
Yeah.
have the groceries as well.
Yes, yeah. So we partnered very actively with Second Harvest, and then we even have that the drive-through.
Yes.
And now it's like you could park and pick up and at the Milpitas extension as well. So we've been doing it with all of the areas that we have students and we're and the community benefits too.
It does. Yeah.
It's great. And so moving into our studio, we have poster here, we have one poster there with the spot campaign and everything. I know that you've been a real supporter of the spot campaign, so I was wondering if you could share with us and our students
Yes.
more about that.
All right. So spot.
Yes.
Let me do a test. What does it stand for?
Student opportunity for transfer.
Yeah, almost.
Yes.
Student pathways, opportunity and transfer.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a spot for you.
We have a spot for
Come
you.
come
Go
discover your spot here.
discover your spot
Yes.
at SJCC. So I love this campaign, and before I talk about it even more, I want to just give a shout out to, again, amazing team members at SJCC. Shout out to VP William Garcia, for thinking it through and being very creative
Yeah.
in the acronym. Shout out to Daniel Garza,
Hey.
in marketing and
Yeah,
communications. Woo! And then I also want to say that as we were developing Spot, shout out to career education and workforce as well, because they were able to also allocate dollars, because Spot is about career pathways, career education pathways, and then also academic transfer pathways. And I just love it because it captures the heart of our mission,
Right.
right? Because our mission and our district mission as well is centered on equity, opportunity, and social justice. So we know if we are creating these pathways from the get-go, that our students are able to get on that path,
Yes.
right? Get all the holistic support that they need, whether it's transferring to finish their baccalaureate or finishing a certificate and associate degree so they can get into their profession right away. And when we can do that, the bachelor's degree, but also getting into your profession right away, and we, find we have programs that they can go into entry-level positions that are actually high wages, that they are changing not only the lives of themselves and their families, but they're on their way to changing generations that are going to come after them. Because we really feel like it's important that the work that we do in education is to break that cycle of intergenerational poverty that we have here in the Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
There's so much wealth in the Silicon Valley, but yet the gap between those who have and those who have not has historically been wider and wider, you know, over the years. And we want to, you know, kind of put a stop to that, you know, and help the lives of our students and their families.
Yeah. And so the other question we have for you, Dr. Tomaneng, is, was there a moment at San Jose City College, maybe a student story or a campus event that really stuck with you or shaped how you led?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's another hard one, so you keep giving me hard questions. It's because I can't answer them very simply. All of our students have a story, you know, so they're coming to us for a particular reason, right? And I always think about that they're coming to us because there is a dream, you know, there is an opportunity that they're seeking through education. And community colleges are the most affordable, you know, type of higher education that students can have access to. So I hear student stories throughout the year, you know, because we're a community that wants to foster a sense of belonging. So we are always asking our students to share their experiences, whether it's a survey or we have events where we invite students, like professional development events. We invite students to be on a panel. And then, of course, we hear so many of the impactful stories at the end of the year.
Right.
And we are at the end of the year, like once it hits April and once it hits May, I just have the tissue box. Because, you know, all of our special celebrations and our special graduations, all of our student stories move me. And then when I see that our community at SJCC, like, see, I'm getting emotional. Our community at SJCC shows up for them, and they're there to keep cheering them on, you know, and let them know that even when they leave us, when you leave us, that we are here for you. We're always going to be your family, so don't forget us, right? Then we see their families as well. You know, like their parents will come. We have students that have families. Like, I just left the international student graduation, and one of our students from Colombia, I believe, had her little baby, you know, and she brought the little baby in a stroller. And also our students who work across our programs, you know, as student workers and student assistants, they also talk about their story, about how they got involved, you know, with SJCC and how they got involved with professors such as you, Professor. Yes, and how, because professors want to engage them and also take them in to support them and introduce them to communications as a field, for example, that actually has impacted them and they have found their way. Yeah, so that is such a hard question for me, especially this month of May, because I've been hearing so many student stories, and they're all beautiful, and our students are brilliant, and they're going to be so successful when they leave us.
But gonna come back as well. Everyone as well, come back. Don't leave us.
Yeah, don't leave us.
I'll be back. I still have a year here, so
okay.
I still have
all right. And you can come back even after you leave and graduate, and you can come back.
I will, honestly. As your new role as a deputy chancellor, I personally was wondering how will your decision impact students like us, but statewide?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I see the transition to doing the statewide work as just doing the work that I've been doing here at SJCC, like to increase, you know, student access, student opportunity, and student success, and really do that work of education as a social justice. I see education as a human right. So I see that is the work that I'm going to continue to do. But now I'm going to be serving our 116 colleges. So I'm serving our 116 colleges, and we
all across California.
And then we've also like SJCC, we've also done well as a state in terms of bringing students back, across our colleges. So we are approaching 2.2 million, everyone.
Wow.
Woo woo! Yeah, so I get to do equity, opportunity work, social justice work, my core, what I'm passionate about, why I went into higher education, and I get to do that in a bigger way, and I stay close. And then whenever we're in discussions, even now, when we're grappling with an issue such as the impacts of financial aid or, the concerns about revoking international student visas, our undocu students feel anxious and they feel fearful. Yeah. It's like I'm thinking through that and I'm listening to the stories from SJCC. I'm listening to the student stories and the communities from when I was at Berkeley City College in the other district. And then I was at Foothill De Anza for 20 years. So all of the students that I've had to support, that I loved supporting in and out of the classroom, all of those stories stay with me and they inform decision making and the perspective.
Yeah. Well, we thank you so much, Dr. Tomaneng, for being here with us. We're excited that you're here and that you definitely had a chance to chat with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Have a great summer. All right.
Thank you.
Go Jags!
Growing up, I thought basketball was my best path, one shot to success. At San Jose City College, that all changed. My mentors saw more in me than I saw in myself and showed me that I could be anything. No one in my family had ever graduated from college, but I knew I had an obligation for future generations. At San Jose City College, you can go anywhere you want to go and be anything you set out to be. Discover your brilliance at San Jose City College.
Welcome to the next segment of Take a Pause. And today we are very honored to welcome Xiomara Martinez, a supervisor for Sí Se Puede, as well as we have another special guest, Director of Marketing and Public Relations, Daniel Garza, who will be actually taking part in the new game that we will introduce to you today.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Before we get this episode started, we are going to be playing a game, right, Ghana?
Yes, it's our new game.
It's called Take a Guess. Yes. Now, our guest today is going to be Daniel, and as well as Xiomara, who will be playing the game, and of course, me and you, Ghana, right? So, in this actual game, Xiomara will have to list all of the activities that she is participating in within one academic year. Now, this includes fall, right? Winter, spring, and summer. After she lists all within 15 seconds, and I will be timing here, we are then going to circle back because we wanted to find out how many activities in total she actually is involved in, okay? And so we actually sat down, Daniel, myself, and Ghana, and we wrote down a number. So we're going to disclose that a little bit after.
Yeah, and basically who get the closest number is going to win.
Yes. All right. Xiomara, are you ready to play Take a Guess? Yes, you are ready. All right. Have our timer here. Let us know when you are ready.
I'm going to list as many as I can. Yes, I'm ready.
Yes. And go.
All right. So fall semester starts with the Jaguar commitment. There's Week of Welcome, which is an activity every week. We have kickoff of Latino Heritage Month, which is a bunch of activities. October, we have... I even get 4 months semester.
Really? That's all you do in one semester?
That's all I do. I'm sorry.
Okay, how many did we count?
Okay, so...
No, before we really know, how many did we count that she mentioned?
Oh, I counted 3.
3,
yeah,
Ghana?
4.
But in those 3, there's a lot of sub ones.
There's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Now, the next part of this, okay, would be now finding out how many activities Xiomara has participated in within one academic year. Okay, folks, that includes Sí Se Puede activities, as well activities that are happening with commencement. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So, Xiomara, myself, and Daniel came up with a number, and we're going to disclose that.
Count, it was 48.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Well, someone got close.
I got close.
So good.
Yes.
All right.
Here's the winner.
Yes.
You were
What kind of
very
prize does
close.
she get? What do you
I know.
have?
What is my prize, Ghana?
She gets to host the rest of the show with you.
Yeah, bye.
All right. Well, it was nice joining you guys for the game. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you so much.
Yes. We want to get to know you more, Xiomara.
Okay.
So let us know a little bit about your background, a fun fact about you, and then how your journey started here at San Jose City College.
So I started here as a student. I was a work study student in the financial aid office.
Okay.
A while ago. After that, I was fortunate that, I was there at a time where the opportunity presented itself to be full-time, so I did take that. And last November, I just celebrated 20 years here at the college.
Yeah.
So I've been here a very long time. Thank you. Thank you. So my time here, I started, the longest time I've spent in the department was in financial aid. I was there for a little over 12 years. Transitioned over to outreach, and then just in this last year to Sí Se Puede. So it's been a journey, definitely. So I am an alumni from San Jose City College, and I love it here. I've stayed here for this long. Fun fact, both my kids graduated from here too. So both my kids came to City College as dual enrollment students. They took classes in high school, came here, and graduated, and both of them are getting their bachelor's degree this year. Yeah. So I'm very proud of that for both of them. I love that we were able to create something here where I would know, I can trust that they would be able to succeed here, right? So that's really cool. I don't really know the question. But, I guess not so fun, but I'm graduating with my master's this semester. That's the only thing on my mind right now. That's the only thing that comes to mind because I have finals right now. So that's my fun fact. I'm going to do my finals today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so, the kind of goal of our segment today is to know more about the Sí Se Puede program. Yeah. So if you would just give us like an overview about this program and what makes it unique at SJCC.
So it is, the name itself is unique, and Sí Se Puede is a HSI, so it's a Hispanic Service Institution grant that we received. It is one of 3 HSI grants that we have on campus, so we're very unique and fortunate to have 3 separate HSI grants here on campus. So it is here to help students succeed, basically. And even though it's a HSI grant, we help all first-gen low-income students, and we're very proud of that. And we have a center, and we're very supported here on campus.
Yeah. And then Sí Se Puede just launched in fall of 2024.
Yes. So we haven't finished a full year yet, but it's been fun. And like you mentioned, we've had so many activities to try to make a name and welcome students into the space, and I think it's really working, where students are starting to know that they can come in and do some activities or just hang out. So yeah, we've really enjoyed this year. It's gone by so quickly.
and let us know, where are you located? What building?
In the M building, so right next to Meta. So it used to be a classroom. We've kind of remodeled it. It's that first right across from the art gallery. It's that first door right there.
And what are your working hours?
So 8 to 5.
What would you say, Xiomara, is the vision for the Sí Se Puede program?
To create a sense of belonging here on campus. I know we have so many centers that do that, but because we're over 8,000 students, you can only fit so much in one learning community. So we want to also be that sense of belonging, but also working with Guadalupe, expanding the honors. A lot of our students do not know that opportunity presents itself, and that it's there for them, and they're capable of taking honors classes. So making sure that because honors doesn't have a space, so we can be that space for them. We want to do that for our students.
Of course, we know that some students, they might not feel like they belong here, and in college overall when they first come here. So I was just wondering, how do you support students with the confidence in the community through this program?
That's something that I think. And I talked about me and Alma as a program because she's our program specialist, but both of us have talked about, because both of us felt that way also when we were in college. We're both first-gen students, so it's very a big, especially when you talk to them about honors. So just talking to students, having workshops, having conversations, after we had the Women of Color Summit, the first one this year, and we had those spaces for our students to talk about, what it felt like to be a college student. And, trying to get students like you to talk to our high school, our incoming students too is really important because firsthand, like more recently, like I can tell you, but that was a while ago, of how it felt to be here for the first time. Yeah. So just empowering our current students to talk to, the incoming students, I think is really good. It's not a mentorship program, so to speak, but, just having those conversations that are not so structured, because once you structure them, it doesn't feel genuine, So having those impromptu conversations is really good.
And I think sometimes that self-disclosure, when we share our personal experience, that can also help our students, right? And connect with our students.
And culturally, we surround ourselves a lot with food. So when the students come in for our events and we have food, just checking in, like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. You're here for food, but let's have a conversation, that always works. Yeah. You're here for a snack, but how your class is going. Did you drop that one class you were talking about? Just having those checking in, I think, is really important.
And so what are some ways the cultural identity and representation are built into the work you do with students?
So we have a lot of events that we name specifically for different reasons. Like we had Te Chisme en Arte, which I know some people were concerned with the word chisme because in Spanish it's gossip, but it can have different meanings in different dialects in Spanish. But just creating that awareness of and spaces is really important. Yeah. The pozole. We had a posada in December, which is really culturally relevant for Latino community. But just having those events when it's around that time of year, and that it's meaningful and it's actually, we're not just doing it just to check off a box. It actually, we put a lot of work into it and a lot of thought into how we decorate, how we advertise, and who we're targeting is really important.
And one thing I would add is, when I've attended events that Sí Se Puede has put together, they're great. All of the staff there, you're very hands-on. You're right there. And I think that's great. Yeah, keep up that great work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and so I'm just curious, from the perspective of Sí Se Puede mentor, what does it take for students to thrive? And I don't necessarily mean like academically, but I would say more like emotionally and, socially.
Definitely to get involved. I mean, there's so many opportunities that we try to present for students to get involved in. And I don't just mean like being a student leader, but also get involved in a club that's something smaller. Maybe you don't want to be out in a crowd, but also take advantage of these events that we have because they are for you, right? We had our mental health, Elise, she did like an imposter syndrome workshop and just participating or just going to see what's going on, but checking in with us too. Don't be shy to approach us. If you are having trouble with anything, just let us know. Like if we can refer you to basic needs. There's so many resources on campus, but just checking in with one of us, and don't feel like you're bothering us if you insist. Because sometimes I'm telling you, like we said at the beginning, I'm involved with so many events on campus. I don't see your first email. If you email me again, it doesn't bother me. It just kind of reminds me like, hey, okay, I have to do this. There's some weeks where it's busier than others, so I may take a little while. I'm going to be honest, but doesn't mean I'm going to forget. It's just, ask questions, and search out those resources is really important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, I agree. And so the last question we have for you is, what's one powerful story or student success moment that reminds you of the impact of Sí Se Puede?
Well, because Sí Se Puede has only been around for a year, I really haven't had huge stories yet. I mean, one of our ambassadors, she just got accepted to a bunch of UCs, UC Berkeley, Riverside.
Wow.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is huge, actually.
UC Santa Cruz and Santa Clara, San Jose State, and I forgot what other school she got accepted to. So that's been good in Sí Se Puede. Because I've been here so long, I've had so many different moments where, I help a student, I meet a student in high school, and then I see them here, I see them graduate, and years later I get an invitation to their bachelor's. Wow. That's really cool to see that. And it's kind of scary because it lets me know how much time has passed by, but and then seeing them as professionals. I just ran into one of my former work study students in financial aid, and she's a mental health therapist at a high school now.
Wow.
So that's, and you know, a lot of our alumni are doing great things, and it's always nice to see them out in the community. Yeah.
No, that's great. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Xiomara, for being here today. We're excited. As well, my co-host, thank you, Ghana. Yes.
Thank you both.
Now, everyone, don't forget to, one, of course, it is summer, it is hot, so please make sure that you're staying somewhere where it's nice and cool. As well, make sure you drink water. And as well, don't forget as well to enroll in those summer classes as well. Sometimes classes do start a little bit later on. We also have fast track courses, so please make sure that you are registering for those courses to make sure we can also get you to finishing that degree or certificate, right? As well, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.
I grew up where kids weren't expected to go to college. We just got whatever job we could to pay the bills. I felt I had no other choice. There was no role models to show me anything else. At San Jose City College, I experienced the transformational power of education. I was empowered when learning about social movements in this country, and I realized that I did have a choice. I decided then to forge my own path and become a role model for my family and for my community. Choose your own path. Discover your brilliance at San Jose City College.
Welcome back, everybody. We're excited you're here with us today. Today we have a special guest, Fatima Casas Barbosa. Yay! And in today's segment, we'll be discussing with Fatima all the projects that you are working on. Yes. Along with this interview will be my co-host, Ghana, and me, Guadalupe. Now, Fatima's here, and Fatima actually is the program specialist for Metas. And as well, you are overseeing a club, yes?
That's correct.
Yes, let us know what that club is. And let our viewers know as well how they can get involved.
Yeah, so the club that I advise is Luze Aslan. They're a new Baile Folklorico group that just started last semester. And they grown from 3 members to now like 30. So, and we're always accepting new students. Even if you don't know how to dance folklorico, it's open to anyone, but if you're interested, follow us on Instagram.
To get this segment started, we have a game, right, Ghana?
Oh,
yes, we have a little icebreaker.
So we'll do our icebreaker, and then we'll do a little get to know more about you, yes? All right, so let me get my timer here. All right.
We really want to know more about you, but first we really want to know what kind of programs are you overseeing. And if you can just tell us all the programs that you're overseeing since, I would say, fall semester 2024.
Yes. So to definitely make it like challenging, right? Want to add a little challenge.
And we're going to have a timer.
Wait,
15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yes. All right. You let us know when you are ready.
I am ready.
Go.
Okay, so Meta Centro, Raíces, Luz de Aslan, Promise Program, supported with Puente, Summer Bridge, main one. ¿Y qué más? I think that's it, yeah.
Oh.
15 seconds.
Yes, Fatima. Go, Fatima. Yes. I'm loving it. We want to get to know more about you.
Yeah.
So let us know a little bit about your background, as well as a fun fact, and then lastly, how your journey started here at San Jose City College.
Okay. So my name is Fatima. I use she, they pronouns. Actually was born and raised in the Inland Empire. Do y'all know where that's at?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I know. We're not far. We are not far. Fun fact, by the way. My first actual day on the job here, which was August PDD of 2022, during breakout sessions, I chatted with Fatima, and I introduced myself. Fatima, let me know a little bit about the projects that are taking place, and then that's how we found out. We're like, hey, I know.
Yes, I'm ready. I think we're like 10 minutes, or your mom's like 10 minutes from mine.
Not far.
It's not far. So you already know, we're born and raised in the barrio. I definitely miss home every day, but I love the IE. Always carry it with me wherever I go. And I guess a little bit about myself. I mean, first generation low income Chicana, how I landed up in the North, the Bay, the Bay Area. I think part of it was college, choosing a college, wanting to get away from home, like a lot of my students want to do. And wanting something different, wanting to really find myself. From kindergarten until high school, I was always inspired by, my parents' immigrant struggle and love and resilience. And, that always pushed me to want more for myself and for my community. And the reason why I'm really in San Jose is because I met my wife in San Jose. So that's why I'm here. And, when I saw the Metas position, I was like, oh, check, yes, everything on it. Like, it spoke to my heart and what I wanted. And I'm really happy I'm here and able to support my students. So,
nice.
So yeah,
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, amazing. So, since now we're in the summer, and of course, I know that we're looking forward to our fall semester. However, we're really curious, what kind of projects are we having at SJCC here this summer?
So I know for a lot of my colegas, summer is like their month off, their break, the little descansito. But for the Meta Centro, Sí Se Puede, Mesa, and a lot of our classified professionals, we're always here supporting, making sure the colleges run. But this summer is my favorite time because we always have our summer bridge program. And for those that don't know what summer bridge is, it supports students that are just graduating from high school. It's a chance for them to take a free class over the summer.
Free?
It's a free
we
class.
Love free. We love free.
We
yes.
love free. And free don't mean it's not less, quality. Al contrario, it's I think our faculty do a really great job of teaching, right? And supporting and mentoring our students. So summer bridge is the best time,
So I remember you had shared with me about Primeros Pasos also happening in the summer. Is that another project besides summer bridge?
So Primeros Pasos is separate. It's gonna be happening, actually I'm working with Alma. We're meeting consistently. We're creating it out of scratch because it's kind of like a new project of like, hey, how do we support those that don't do summer bridge? What happens with those students? How do we support them to make sure they have an orientation and una bienvenida al colegio? So we're planning that for right before fall semester starts. So the week, so right before. So
And how can students find out or register to this program to be part of those?
We haven't publicized it yet. So we're currently we just met this morning about it. There is a flyer that we'll be posting and sharing now on our Instagram. I would say probably check that out first.
So thinking for like the following academic year, right? Because I know we're in that summer right now, right? And we're getting things started. So let's just say we have a student in the next academic year that wants to definitely participate in the summer bridge. Like, what are the requirements to get involved?
For summer bridge, students have to be a graduating senior or the year before they graduated.
In high school.
In high school, They also have to live, per our requirements, they have to live in the Santa Clara County. They do have to submit, it's very important, and I stress this every year, is they have to submit their FAFSA or DREAM Act. But if they don't qualify for the DREAM Act because they haven't been here 3 years, we do try to support and work with those students. So we just, welcome everyone to apply. That's a little bit about the requirements.
When the program starts, how would you describe like a day of a student in this program? What's going on? What are they doing?
Especially day one.
See, I wish I had one of my students here because they will tell y'all. Summer bridge is super special because you're and I did summer bridge when I started college too. So you're like taking a class with students like that, either your friends from high school or just new folks you're like meeting. So there's the first day, I'm gonna be real, in orientation, everyone's nervous. Everyone's like, I don't know who do I talk to? I don't know. Don't be shy. I think those nerves start shaking off once they start connecting, or faculty does like really comunidad in the classroom.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we also have group activities on Thursdays where we do like some fun, outdoor things for them. So we're hoping like to break them out of that shell and create those relationships.
Oh.
Yeah. So
and now thinking of the past, right?
Yeah.
From the past activities, even classes you've offered at Summer Bridge, what are some of those classes that students can take when they're enrolled at Summer Bridge? That'll be available.
Yeah, so for the classes, we offer, traditionally since I've been here, we have offered the Chicanics culture class, the English composition, and then usually a math or statistics. But this year we're offering, which is new, we're piloting this year, is an introduction to engineering. Okay. And then we're doing a ESL like workshops, like workshops for folks who might not be ready to take a class in just English. Yeah. So yeah.
And usually like 8 weeks long or 6 weeks?
6 weeks, yeah. 6 weeks. But I always tell students every time 6 weeks, which for a lot of high schools, 6 weeks. I gotta be here 6 weeks in the summer. But yeah, it flies by. It flies by, and we always tell them, Monday through Thursday, you get a month off before fall starts. And not only that, like a lot of the students who do summer, we create those relationships where they end up working for metas, or we connect them. We end up writing letters of rec, scholarships. Like it's just a good entryway for them to be connected to a program.
Yeah, that's so nice. So what would you say are the key benefits for students to participate in such programs like Summer Bridge, or overall be involved with metas if they're already SJCC students, especially for those people who are first in their families to attend college?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I think especially if you're the first one in your family and you have, I can speak for myself, like just having no one to really ask those questions. And like my parents only speak Spanish, so it's like and a lot of my students I can relate with them with that. So it's like, how do we translate all of this programs, how to be a college student in the class is very different. And I would say what I've seen the program be most transformative is for those who didn't think college was for them, for those who really didn't believe in themselves or had no one that believed in them in high school, and seeing them come in summer and all of a sudden they're like, wait, I do, like I can I can do this. I do want like a career for myself. And those are the students that I've now have, they transferred already, they have like big metas, and I'm like, that's for me what I've seen is the most like rewarding part of summer.
That's great. No, that's honestly that's inspiring, and we want to see our students to definitely keep going and achieving those goals, right? So SJCC prides itself on equity and inclusion. How do your programs put those values into action?
That is such a good question, Lupe. So I feel like we need more, our college and us as colegas, we need to think about that more. I feel like they are definitely buzzwords right now. I would say in these times, even what we're going through right now, it is so important to unpack that. And I would say, actually I'm one of many team members on my team, so I do want to give a shout out to my others, my other colegas. So, I have the privilege of working with two amazing counselors, Yesenia, Sabrina, who every day I'm there, I see them, working one-on-one with students. Like students come to them looking for mentors to talk things out. And so I see those counseling appointments as like, that's, that's the equity, like those conversations about, do I belong here or no? Or like what classes or this, like that, I would say huge shout out to them. And then I also work with Dr. Enrique Velasco, who's my jefe, and I get a partner also with the Sí Se Puede team, so Alma, Xiomara, and Mesa, so Crystal and China. So we're kind of a colectiva where we kind of work together because we're all funded by an HSI grant. Yeah, I would say that, like, it's not just me. I think each one of us plays a huge role in planning, organizing our events. And yeah, it's I think that question is a whole podcast episode, to be honest. But yeah, the fact that like Latino students, first gen low income Latino students are the most, you know, they're the most underrepresented in our colleges and universities. I think that's why having a Latinx resource center like Metas is so important. Like, our job is to combat that. And it looks, every day is a different way to do it. So and I'm learning in the process because it's a lot.
We are really grateful to have you here today, and thank you so much for coming and actually finding time to talk to us and, you know, share this amazing information and what our students can do during the summer and participate in Summer Bridge and programs like that. Of course, thank you so much to my co-host, Professor Lighthearted, for being here. And thank you for you guys that you're watching our podcast. Of course, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and of course, leave a comment about something new that you found in our podcast. And we'll see you soon.
And thank y'all.
Thank you,
Appreciate y'all.
Fatima.
Thank you.